So Deepawali, we say lighting the light outside and inside. Lighting the lamp outside is very obvious. Would like to know deeper and understand what does it mean by lighting light inside.
See, whenever we talk about light, the metaphorical light is dispelling the darkness. So whenever we talk about darkness, it is lack of knowledge or ignorance. Typically, we call it at a deeper level.
Can you expand on what is the Vidya and Avidya?
Multiple levels of terminologies you're using. Avidya is ignorance.
And we have stories like here Rama killing Ravana and then Krishna doing Narakashrabhatna. So is it just symbolic stories or does it have any deeper meaning?
Yeah, so in kind of material world, there are always evil forces that you are fighting and then you are winning over it. Absolutely. That is a beautiful story narration.
What is the Jnanendriyas and
We have 5 Karmendriyas and 5 Jnanendriyas. We talked about Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Then you go into the Antahkarana, which is Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta.
that you have Lakshmi within you and also lit the light within you and see the Paramatma Tattva with a Shuddha Chitta. And so you can see the same Paramatma in everybody. So you can bring the joy and in a way bringing the unity about people around you, right?
Feel that you are detoxing your body, detoxing your mind at a mental level, and detoxing your surrounding at a Alakshmi. We are calling it any.
Diwali is the only festival which is celebrated across various spiritual systems of India. A day of joy, sweets and family time. Diwali means row of lamps. Diwali has a lot of stories associated with it. One such story is written of Lord Rama to Ayodhya after slaying the demon king Ravana. Through this, Rama tells us how do you slay the Ravana within us. In the following video, you will listen to Mr. and Mrs. Poguluru telling us the spiritual significance of this beautiful festival called Diwali.
Namo Namaha. Welcome everyone. I'm Raji Rahman.
Hi, I'm Sai Poguluru.
So we both are wife and husband and today we are trying to uncover the importance of Deepawali. And while we are celebrating Deepawali, I think it would be nice to know through question and answers the very meaning of Deepawali and why it is significance today's life. So let me ask question. So Deepawali, we say lighting the light outside and inside. Lighting the lamp outside is very obvious. Would like to know deeper and understand what does it mean by lighting light inside.
See, whenever we talk about light, the metaphorical light is dispelling the darkness. So as soon as the lamp is lit, the darkness is dispelled. So whenever we talk about darkness, it is lack of knowledge or ignorance. Typically, we call it at a deeper level. But when it comes to any level of knowledge, if you don't know it, uncertainty is darkness. Even in the corporate world, we say that, right? Like, don't keep me in the dark. Right? See, this is the conversation at work both of us will be having with our team, and the senior leadership is asking, please give me visibility.
So what is the knowledge or what is the ignorance here we are talking about, which we want to dispel? Is it, we all know Vidya and Avidya, and when we learn in Sanatana Dharma, can you expand on what is the Vidya and Avidya and how can we dispel that ignorance of Avidya?
Great question, right? Like multiple levels of terminologies you're using. Avidya is ignorance. But when you get into a material realm, you say that anything that you don't know clearly, it is considered avidya. So anything that you have highest clarity, you say that vidya. But when you go into a deeper yogic way or mystic way of introspection and then bringing out the best in you, you say that sensory knowledge is also avidya, which you are not trying to just limit your perception to sensory perception. You are saying that I wanted to kind of go to an extrasensory level, transcend the human state of consciousness into an enlightened state of consciousness, so that the entire sphere or playing field at the human conscious level is considered avidya. Then you are going into an enlightened state of consciousness that is called Vidya. That means you are able to reflect at a much deeper level. In a yogic level, you say that, I am able to connect to my Muladhara, bring it up, and I can perceive this knowledge in a different realm. Whereas at a material sensory realm, unless I hear, unless I see, I won't accept anything. But the reality is beyond just sensorily perceivable.
Because this is a knowledge which cannot be perceived by the senses. So that is why it is something which you need to introspect or look inside and try to see how you can awaken your Kundalini Shakti to do that. But that's a good reference. But there's also a reference of Deepawali or even Dashera. If you made it's a win of the good over the evil or the bad. And we have stories like here Rama killing Ravana and then Krishna doing Narakasura. So is it just symbolic stories, or does it have any deeper meaning in that which will help us to awaken the Kundalini, as you said, mentioned, or is it how it is related?
Yeah, so in kind of a material world, there are always evil forces that you are fighting and then you are winning over it. Absolutely. That is the beautiful story narration. But looking at those stories and getting inspiration, when you really look at Ravana is Dashakantha. That represents your 10 indriyas, Jnana indriyas and Karma indriyas. But you also have to transcend.
What is the Jnana indriyas and
Karma indriyas and Jnana indriyas. We have 5 Karma indriyas and 5 Jnana indriyas. We need to make sure that we are not limiting our awakening to this realm, right? Like
which is sensory, right? The 5 senses.
5 senses. We talked about Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. These are all the Pancha Tanmatras associated with Pancha Jnana Indriyas. Again,
Karma
Indriyas are there, again, including the reproductive ones. So these 5 are at again a very basic level. Then you go into the Antahkarana, which is Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chittam. This is where Patanjali and yogis really play in this, right? Samshayatmaka vrittihi manas, Nischayatmaka vrittihi buddhi, Ahankara vrittihi garvam. Impressions from previous life and this life carried over a period of time, for a long period of time, that is the Chitta. Smriti Akara Vrittihi Chittaha. So that is the realm in which we need to operate, and the introspection of Deepawali and the light and dispelling darkness has to get to the Chitta, because Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. So when you kind of cleanse your mind, Buddhi, Manas, Buddhi, Ahankara, then you will get into the Chitta state. Pure Chitta can reflect the universal consciousness and universal knowledge.
Actually, that's what we say, that Chitta, when it's in a Shuddha state, is nothing but equivalence to Paramatma Tattva, right? So in that way, you yourself can see the Paramatma Tattva in yourself and also others. So how do we do the Chitta Shuddhi? Like, is there a process? Is there a methodology? Is there anything which it makes it easy for people to do it?
Yeah, so we always have this hyper personalization, right?
Because I think it kind of relates to for Diwali. We do cleaning before Diwali starts. We clean our home. I know it does means that not only we are keeping our home clean, so it is both Suchi and Shubhrata, that it gives us a mental peace. But at the same time, how can we do the inner cleansing or Chitta Shuddhi so that our Chitta becomes closer to Paramatma, and that is the goal of every human being as part of the Sanatana Dharma, right? So
yeah. So again, you need to become fully aware of your current state, right? Like there is no one size fits all solution here.
Yeah.
Yoga is a hyper personalized prescription for you to embark on this path. On this one, like Chittasya Shuddhaye Karma. So even in yoga, there are prescriptions of yama and niyama. That would really say that personal habits, discipline of how you lead your life, how you become sattvic. That means you are optimizing your tamo guna and rajo guna and then boosting your sattva guna. That is the process. Again, each one of us have a unique lifestyle and unique strengths and weaknesses and opportunities and threats. So you would sit down, take a framework like we looked at Shankaracharya's Saundarya Lahari as a framework during Navratri.
our sadhana satakam also.
Yeah.
That right? So yeah.
The multiple frameworks are there. In this Deepawali, we are saying that now Dashakatta is Dashendriya, so don't be
Indulge.
sensorily driven. Don't become indulged in your senses. Try to stop the purchase department from too much of purchase, because if you have too much of inventory in stock, your mind is set on how to consume the inventory. Just become the just-in-time consumer of this material sensory knowledge and pleasures. Then you will be able to focus on inward looking. So that is a typical journey that you need to take on. But you need to really say that, what does it mean for me? Where am I in this? Don't mimic others. Because Swadharme Nidhanam Shreyaha Paradharmo Bhayavaha. This is what is Sri Krishna is giving as a yoga acharya in Bhagavad Gita. So we take that prescription and make sure that we do our own personal SWOT analysis. This is not a judgmental but introspective analysis, and say that I can take this. Physical health level cleansing I will do, mental level cleansing I will do, and my surrounding clutter I clean. So then you are setting up for success. Then now you are able to transcend from these Gnanendriyas and Karmendriyas into Antakarana, and then you are able to achieve the Antakarana Shuddhi. Enjoy this journey, right? This is not a rush for me to get one there, because this is the journey that one need to enjoy. And absolutely, this is the joy that Deepawali is bringing. When you sit down and start reflecting, contemplating on this as a journey during Deepawali, you are really saying that, wow, I'm bringing and I'm able to experiencing the light which is already here. Probably there is a little bit of darkness around it because it has never been shined. But lamp that is kind of bringing the light out.
Anishta Pariharam, right? Like basically remove the things which will be a blocker. I guess the term you can see. Towards your growth, both your material growth or even spiritual growth and prosperity and health here, right? And then that is called Anishta Parihara and Ishta Shuddhi, basically bringing the Lakshmi. I think here they also do the Lakshmi Puja as a symbolic thing, not just for the material wealth, but also here Lakshmi means your prosperity, growth, both mental, physical health. And also spiritual health, right? So, bringing the Ishta Prapti and Anishta Pariharam so that you have Lakshmi within you, and also lit the light within you and see the Paramatma Tattva with a Shuddha Chitta. And so you can see the same Paramatma in everybody. So you can bring the joy and in a way bringing the unity about people around you, right? And actually not only within the family, but within the community, country, and universe at large.
Yeah. So just you see, great points, right? Like, let's summarize this one. Anishta Pariharam. That means that doesn't give you happiness or joyful experience at a physical realm. You need to make sure that you are detoxing your body, detoxing your mind at a mental level, and detoxing your surrounding at a Alakshmi. We are calling it any surrounding.
It's stressful when it's not clean, right?
Yeah, it is naturally, it is adding stress, and also it is not a conducive environment for you to kind of transcend that state, right?
Yeah.
Then you say that every interaction with your society, you said that your interactions are lighting the lamp. That is when it becomes the Deepawali, right? Every interaction with others, you are actually kind
It's
of
not just a physical,
brightening that lamp.
but you're spreading that the spirit, the
light of joy.
light of joy to everyone, and it becomes infectious, and it becomes a Deepavali, a light, a row of lights.
That is when that is what is metaphorically, right? Like Amavasya is a no moon day, but you will experience the full moon when you become that trigger of passing on the light as a trigger
Like a butterfly.
in and around, butterfly effect, right? Like this one flutter is going to spread that across. But yeah, this is the
That
significance
was
of
nice.
Deepavali.
I think we ourselves, when we were discussing, we were able to bring this out.
Yeah.
I hope everyone enjoyed that, and we were able to shed some light here in this video, and hope while you lit the light of Diwali, you also lit the light within yourself and spread that light and joy to others. Happy Diwali to everyone.